been created from men for men, historically, right?
Yeah,
and
sure.
now there are more and more women sort of making their strides and doing really amazing things. And sometimes or oftentimes, you talk to a man and you can see he just doesn't get it. It's like it's nothing.
Or he's trying to get something else.
You know, it's or that, right? You know, nothing in a bad way, but he just doesn't get it.
Right.
And so I think it's really important for women to support each other in business. I think the young generation is kind of like, you know, I suppose I've experienced to be more open around that. I think the older generation, at least when I was working in the corporate, you know, you had this feeling like, oh, you know, I had to, you know, fight my way through, and therefore
what corporate world were you in? Finance?
No, in management consulting. So
Management
working
consulting.
with McKinsey, and after I joined Procter & Gamble in brand management and marketing. So both kind of quite large companies in their fields, and I did experience, you know, that certain women would kind of expect you to kind of like, you know, fight your own way through the system as they did, since they did it themselves, right? But
so they didn't help you, they drew up the ladder.
They were kind of like, well, I had to do it, so you can do it too, kind of thing, right? But I think it's really important for women to give other women a leg up, because why would we always fight through the system if we can just help each other?
Du point de vue médiatique, parce que moi je suis dans les médias, la concurrence entre femmes et femmes, elle est quand même assez intense. Parce qu'il faut s'accepter d'abord en tant que femme. C'est déjà le fait déjà d'avoir plus d'hommes que de femmes dans les médias, ça joue déjà un grand rôle. Et en tant que femme, et avoir une femme en face, bon, il y a l'acceptation d'abord personnelle. Il faut déjà s'accepter et se valoriser et comment dire, il faut s'imposer en tant que femme. Et puis en face de nous, quand on a une autre femme, il faut prendre le temps aussi d'accepter cette femme et de valoriser cette femme à sa juste valeur. Et puis dès qu'on a le déclic dans la tête, c'est parti. Et entre femmes, je crois que c'est plus facile et ça passe plus facilement, parce que déjà c'est un monde où les hommes souvent rejettent les femmes. Et il faut surtout s'imposer.
So I think the main message there is that as a woman, accept yourself as a woman, share the fact that you're female, don't try to hide that you're female, don't try to turn yourself into a man or a guy, and if you're another woman, accept the fact that there's another woman in the room or in the space, and try to enjoy your individuality, essentially. Right?
I work in the fashion industry, and you know, it's a very elitist industry, and I think a lot of people, women, they don't support each other enough. You know, which is how I met Tina. Just even asking advice to, you know, a colleague that I was working with. We're in the same company, we have the same goals, you know, we have the same achievements, but you know, even asking for advice, it was like you wouldn't really get. You know, they'll give you a bit, but they never really tell you. They're not transparent enough.
Taking you aside.
Exactly, or just tell you this is A and B, and it's only later on throughout the years I worked out, oh my gosh, that's such a straightforward thing, you know, but you've had to go through loops and you know.
But you're good at that now.
Yeah, no, I yeah, definitely, you know, especially I love the fact that, you know, even with Tina, I try to support her in every way, because you know, I think it's important as women just supporting each other, collaborating, mentoring, you know, all those kind of things.
I used to do modeling for like 10 years between New York and London, and I think it's the fashion industry really, these last few years we see an evolution, a revolution, with more women of colors, more women having, using them as stylists, creative directors, and I think it's very important, and in the philanthropic work is a male-dominated business world, and I think it's important that we have more women, and we need to help each other. But I think my philosophy, I never look at myself white or black, or I'm a woman or a man. I just look at myself like, okay, I want to reach to this point, and I will go, and I will just be focused and make it happen. And but definitely when you look at what's happening in Africa nowadays, we don't have any woman as a president, and we need more women. At least we need one woman as president in Africa, in one of the countries more. So come on, we all need to lobbying for countries in Africa to have one woman. Every situation sometimes you don't write your past. Today you have an opportunity, tomorrow, like one day I receive a script, tomorrow you're gonna do the opening with President Clinton, Noella, and you're gonna do the closing. You can learn your script and everything, you arrive on the discussion with President Clinton, and he doesn't follow any of the scripts. But you just have to go, you have to be street smart, and I think what we have to be today, I'm not an academic person, I'm more a street person, and it's, you take the path as it goes. But failure sometimes is important to go up.
I think I'm exactly doing what I want to do if I couldn't fail, because I kind of, in my head, I just don't think I have that much to lose really, because I think, I have a very good education, I have very good work experience, and entrepreneurial experience is super valued in the workplace anyhow. So I'm not worried at all that even if this doesn't work out, I can find a job. I'm not going to be homeless, basically, right? So if you think about it this way, that actually the entrepreneurial journey is an investment into yourself, into your own personal development, into your knowledge, kind of like progression, and all of that, then I think, there's not really like a failure, right? I mean, there are setbacks. Maybe you cannot do what you want to do right now, but then you have to work on solutions that you can make it, do it down the line. So, and I think because nobody was there to tell me, okay, this is what you need to do now. I don't have a boss, and nobody else was around. I chose what I do because that's just what I want to do, basically, right? If there's nothing else.
We all fail, and we all have to learn from it. And if you look at what people in Silicon Valley are saying now, it's fail fast. It's learning to try something, fail, but adapt and pivot and all of that. So that's also part of the journey.
It took me about 3 years to figure out what I wanted to do and what I value, actually. And ultimately, it is not about money. It is, I think the money will follow. It is about solving a problem to a certain set of people, and it's making the impact and creating something that can exist without you. Because we are fragile, we die, right? Everybody dies at some point. So do you want your work sort of continue? How can you make it, work that your work continues and your legacy can continue without you being there?
Fantastic. Okay. Great value.
I didn't really know my purpose until I was well into my 20s. Everything started to make sense, and I started thinking more about what do I want, what makes me happy, what would I do. I think having a mentor who was very successful and had made millions herself, and being a black African woman mentored me.
Can you name your mentor?
Yeah, Caroline Marsh. She was on Secret Millionaire, the UK version. Yeah, so I think having her, she posed these questions to me and said, look, I've made millions. You can make millions, but what would you do?
Yeah, what's your value?
Exactly. People say I want to be a millionaire. They get to a millionaire and it's like they're miserable. Because you don't know your purpose, you don't know your value. And I think it's only like the past maybe 5 years I've realized that I get so much fulfillment in working with clients and seeing their evolution and achieving results. And the work I do now is something that I would do regardless of the money.
So for me, happiness is to be happy first with yourself, happy with what you want to do. Today you want to do this job, or you decide to create a foundation or whatever. Maybe tomorrow you will be fed up with this and you will create something else. You just, every day what you will do, you need to be happy. And as a family, with your partner, I know where you're gonna go if your partner.
I wasn't gonna ask you.
Doesn't matter.
We've already been there.
We will stand on your feet, and your life will keep going. But when you are this lady there that has a lot of time before having children, but when you have children, you have a responsibility of your own children, so you need to be strong.
I've managed to consolidate all the skills. I'm an IT consultant, but I'm also a fashion designer, and how I started it, I make my own shirts, and a friend of mine just said, why don't you turn it into business? And the light bulb went off. But it's scary, but for me, you need to fake it till you make it. So, I mean, I was scared to start it. I thought, am I a good designer? I started to doubt myself, question myself. Would people buy my stuff? And it's also important to, in your journey of fear, to surround yourself with very real people. People can tell you, sorry, that's not you're not on the right you're not on the right lane, and so you can reinvent yourself. You have to keep evolving, because for example, when I started out, I had to go, and even though I love to design, I didn't know how to make clothes. I had to go and educate myself about fabrics, about sewing, about things like that. So even though it's a fearful thing, but equip yourself, zone into what you're trying to do, go and learn about it, improve yourself all the time. So it is scary, but I think you should just be fearless.
Your network is your net worth.
Thank
right?
you.
So it kind of like, it really sort of can make or break your career, your business, and everything, right? So networking is super important.
It does pay off without you even realizing. I do believe that life is a journey, and sometimes you look back and you think, I didn't, that was waste of time or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you realize the connect. Yeah, and they always say we're 6 people away from meeting that person we want to meet.
I just want to say something. I think it's really important to know about my experience. When the close one door, you have to try to go to the other door.
Yeah.
It's not because you give us your card, and they look at you like whatever. But you have to go to the next one.
You can meet someone, they give you business card, but they know that it's by emails. So you need to find the right way. You need to research the person. You need to know who they are, what they like, and to answer and to write them an email that will appeal to them with an interest. If you just send them an email, hey, I have this, I'm doing that. For Malika, for instance, to raise money, we don't go to people asking donation. It takes a relation, it takes maybe 1-2 years. But because they're following you, they know who you are, what you do, then it's a long journey that you're coming together.
This is with events like this that we can actually spread the word, fundraise for these kids, because this is one of the only school, this is the only free school that I know of in Congo. And education is so underrated in that country that I don't even know. I have no words. It's just really, really bad. And this is the reason why we are here today to share. And this is why there's so many Congolese, because I want you to know these women who are also from the same country as you, and for us to finally come together as a community and create, talk about what we do and how we can empower each other with action. So not with just words and coming together to talk about things. That's good. This is a real Congolese event, and I really would appreciate if you get to support also the speakers today and learn what they're doing and just try to have check if you can.